Dave Painter here from Extreme Board Riders on GD Road at Glenelg, bring you our next board review. This is from Channel Islands. This board has been a bit of an evolution coming out of the Happy Everyday range. This is the Better Everyday. So what they've done is they've refined the board, but basically made it a little bit more high performance. So probably the front three quarters of this board are very similar to what the Happy Everyday was in terms of it's sort of a slightly stepped down board, but designed for a little bit better waves than that one is. So in the Better Everyday, we've still got that moderate sort of rocker line under here. The major difference is got a lot more flip in the tail. It's quite noticeable if you've got these two boards together now in the rack, or you're even just sitting flat on the ground. This board has got a fair bit of tail rocker in it. You can see it's quite flipped up there in that last sort of 10 inches of the board. So that's going to help the board be snappy, pivot coming off the top, get a little bit more release, and having a swallowtail is still going to help that board hold in there. So they've tried to get a compromise between high performance, pivoting, snappy type surfing, but still feeling quite engaged, especially coming off the bottom a little bit better waves. On the plan shape, like I said, the front three quarter of this board is quite similar to what it has been in the past with the Better Everyday. But the Better Everyday now is really got quite a bit more built-in tail. It's lost this hip in here, a lot of curve through the tail here. And when you see these online, you can't really tell, but some look like really rounded, but this is quite a nice even curve coming through the tail there, with no steps, no bumps, nothing to disrupt the water flow on the tail there. So this board's going to feel very smooth coming off the bottom and nice and pivoty coming off the top. So it is still a bit of a medium exit tail rocker, flattish in the middle of the board. So it is quite a high performance board, not really suitable for sort of beginners, definitely intermediate to advanced riders. Pretty easy to paddle though, because it's got that moderate rocker line underfoot. Something in that 5'11" range is going to be about 20 inches wide. Up to 5'11", which I've got coming in, this is 32.4, and I think 2 9/16 thick, so it's still got quite a nice rail foil to it. So it's got a little bit of foam in there, 5'11", 32.4, and having that reasonable foil on the rail there means it's going to sit into the pocket quite nicely. It's meant to be the sort of medium-sized waves, probably that 2 to 5 foot range. A bunch of fun to surf, I think, in those conditions. You've got something a little bit grovelier underneath it, great. Got something a little bit narrower, pointier and longer for the really good waves, and a step-up board. This sort of board will sit in the middle quite nicely. So for these boards, Channel Islands, of course, made under a licence in Australia by Onboard Industries. They are Aussie made, so this is PU construction, so polyurethane plank, polyester resin, timber stringer on there, 2 layers of 4 ounce on the deck, 1 single layer of 4 ounce in the bottom there. Naturally, if you get it together and order early, you can choose your fin boxes, futures or FCS, choose a little heavier glass job if you're going to use it as a little bit of a traveller. That's pretty much the rundown. Concaves are quite similar to what it's been in the past, a single to a double, but the main difference is that fairly generous rocker in the tail there of the Better Everyday. Check it out, we'll have a 5'11" on demo as well if you want to come have a spin on that. That's it, that's new from Channel Islands, that's the Better Everyday. Check you out.